Joining me now is Abdullahi Boru Halakhe. He's an African security and policy analyst. Good to see you. As we talked about earlier, there was sort of what the president-elect needs to do on day one and the challenges that he's going to face. One of the questions that a lot of people have is specifically on policy issues, what can he really do in terms of turning the tide on these challenges? Because dealing with inflation and jobs and these things takes an awful lot of time. It's not something that's going to be done in a couple months.
I think one of the things that he needs to do is to win the trust of majority of Nigerians. You know, the number of people that have voted for him are not that many if you compare to the number of people who did not vote for him. His job is to say to all of them, and I think he started on that on his first press conference, that he's the president of everybody, that he's not the president of only the people that voted for him, but he's the president of the entire Nigeria. And that will probably go a long way in assuaging some of the underlying structural problems that he's inherited from his party leader, the outgoing president, Muhammadu Buhari. So I think that would be the fundamental one. But that is just the first step. The economy, and there are no easy answers in the sense that inflation is, 17-year high, multidimensional poverty in the country is, over 60%. You're having a youth that is the median age of 18 that are not employed. 1 in 3 Nigerian is practically unemployed. And I think the one that we need to keep an eye on is the fuel subsidy, which is a bill of around 10 billion. How he will deal with that will really give us a sense of what if he has the stamina to deal with some of the structural problems.
There's also the issue of, as you mentioned, the outgoing administration plus the additional challengers. And there's been some controversy that this potentially could be a distraction to getting things done on day one in terms of the new administration.
Yes, it is, because the guys who've lost, particularly Peter Obi, they've said that they will seek a court ruling to determine if he has won, and that will hang over him even if he will be sworn in on the 29th of May this year. He will still be looking over his shoulder. Yes, the Nigerian Supreme Court, or the highest court, has not, since its inception, ruled against an incumbent president when it comes to election cases. But still, in Kenya it did, in Malawi it did, so it could do, but that is another distraction that he could do.
What is the legal basis of that, I guess, for lack of a better word, the appeal to the election results? And has there been precedent specifically in this country that would indicate to you that that's going to be a problem?
It's not that it will, the court, the matter is not before the court, so we don't have the basis. The thing is, if your political opponents say that they're going to the courts, and Peter Obi has said that in his press conference, that is something that even if the court might not rule, that the way the court will rule is either, uphold his victory or say that election has to be overturned. But in either case, you don't want that to be something that you have to worry about when you have the economy, when you have the security, when you have the unemployment that are very difficult nuts to crack already.
Right. Certainly challenges both internally and also dealing with the economic issues. He will have his hands full. Abdullahi, good to have your analysis. Thank you.
A pleasure.